Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got a great video for you today. Ever since the 2020 Corvette was announced, I really want one, but I just can't bring myself to paying MSRP, or especially over MSRP. So I wanted to look back at the C7 and see if there's any sort of predictor on when we might be able to see some of the C8s on the lot for sale at a discount. So I went back about 5-6 years ago and looked at what was on sale back then and when, and built a timeline. And I think you might be surprised how quickly you might be able to find some Corvettes on the ground, on lots, at a discount. Now, there's a few catches to this, right? First of all, this is a different car. Being it's a mid-engine, and it's a great value, there's a little additional hype than there was in the C7. Plus, mid-year in 2014, they increased the price by $2,000 and $2,500. And I don't expect them to do that this time because of the late model year launch in January. So you got to factor that into the information I'm about to share. And you've also got to know that this is going to require lots of patience. This video is not clickbait, but it will require patience and a lot of skill to hunt for the right deal. So hopefully I'm going to help you out here, and hopefully by the end of this video you guys will know where to go and how to buy your C8 Corvette at a discount very soon. Here we go. Alright guys, here we are on the computer. We're going to CorvetteForum.com and we are going down to the C7 section of the forum, and we're going to the topic of C7 dealer inventory. This is the section of the forum where the authorized dealers are allowed to post what they have for sale. This is different than the C7 for sale section, which is mostly members selling their own cars. These are new cars being sold by the dealer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go click on the last button. That will send us right to the oldest threads in this section. Most of these threads were started back in August and September of 2013, a month or two before the 2014s started hitting the lot. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see the very first thread down there, which was in August of 2013, was started by our friend Rick Conti, and he still has some incoming cars available for sale, as you can see. If we go up a little bit more and see what we have Hendrick Chevrolet. They have some available Stingray convertibles incoming as well. These are in Georgia. They're also selling at MSRP, and this is just a couple of weeks before they started hitting the showrooms. So even just a couple weeks away from hitting the ground, there are still some available from some good dealers. Here's where it gets interesting. Already we're talking about discounts in September, incoming allocations from Reliable Chevrolet in Missouri for $1,000 off MSRP. I don't think they had many. They only have two, as you can see, but they did have something where if someone wanted to get a discount before it even hit the ground, that was possible. Let's see, we have now this dealer. This is Boardwalk Chevrolet. They have 12 incoming that they were still trying to get rid of. These are inventory units. Let's see what else we have. We have Stingray Chevrolet, kind of the same situation. They have more incoming units that are for sale. Here's 9 that they had spec'd out for inventory that haven't hit the lot yet, but they were selling at MSRP. So you kind of get the idea that here we are, September and October, and they were starting to get inbound on the trucks, and they were already selling some inventory at MSRP. Here's Les Stanford, had some canceled orders. They're selling at MSRP. You can see now, end of October, these are units on the ground, and there are tons of these dealers that have a whole bunch on the lot. Here's a great one, $51,995. This is a completely stripped down base model that's available on the lot here at KC Corvettes in Missouri. Again, this is someone who fell off the face of the earth, or a guy that put a deposit and never came back. It could happen again. Wes Milby there in Reliable Chevrolet again in Missouri. He's got even deeper discounts on a couple of his inventory units. This is just in October of 2018. We backtracked a few days, but these are, this is about the first week or two they started hitting the lots, and he already had some for sale on the floor at discounts. Here's McMulkin Chevrolet, $2,000 off incoming Stingrays. This is in November. So these, after they're about 1 month on the ground, you're seeing some discounts for inventory cars. Conti here again, $2,500 off select models. This of course wasn't everything on his lot, but he had a couple at $2,500 off. That's a great deal. Only 2 months after they hit the ground. Again, you've got to find the right dealers, the high volume Corvette dealers, the reliable and the good quality dealers that are going to shoot it to you straight. And that's what makes them able to be authorized dealers on Corvette Forum. Here's another one. These are 2014s, $2,000 off inbound. He's got them all specced out here for you for what they are, and $2,000 off the MSRP he had posted. I'm going to go back a little bit and see where else we can go. We are now into 2014, so this is a couple months after they've been sitting on the lot. So obviously a lot of inventory here. Here's where it gets a little interesting. As I mentioned in the intro, there's a price increase. This was in March. Yeah, $2,000 on non-Z51s, $2,500 or $3,200, sorry, on Z51 models mid-year. I don't expect this to happen to the 2020s because back then they were dropping on the lots in October. This time it's in January, so it's gonna be a much shorter timeline for this first year run. I'd be very surprised if they do some stunt like this in 2020. They might, so be aware of that, but I would be very surprised if they did. But here's some of the items he had for sale before the price increase. So Rick always doing a great job spelling it out and being very transparent on the cars that he's trying to sell. Let's see what else we have here. We're going to go up a little bit, and here is again pre-price increase, $3,000 off. That's also pre-price increase. So if you factor in a $2,000 increase, that's potentially, you know, so you could look at that as a net $5,000 discount on this car right here. Of course, it's a highly spec'd Stingray convertible 3LT, so it's not like it's a cheap model. You're getting $3,000 to $5,000 off, but again, if you want a discount, here's a discount. So let's go up a little bit more and see what else we can find. Here's a good one right here. Again, Rick Conti, now total savings $5,000. He looks like he deleted the details on this car, but probably a similar thing where he had a discount plus the non-price increase of that car. And that one was a coupe. We'll go back a little bit. So we're now in, looks like July and October, or July and August of 2014. So now we're in the heat of the summer 2014. These are now cars that have been sitting on the lot for 7-8 months. There are going to be lots of inventory and lots of discounts from just about everybody. Again, remember the 2020 production timeline is going to be shorter, right? So some of these late summer discounts might not happen the same way, but I still think there'll be some happening. So here's where it gets a little interesting. 2015 Z06 Corvette pricing here announced in August of 2014. Let's do some math here. If you look at the base price increase on the 2014-2020 Stingray, it's a 15% increase. If you look at the same deal from 2015 to 2021, that's $90,995, give or take a few dollars. That is what I am expecting the base price of the Z06 to be. They're not going to price it at $120,000. They need to be competitive. You saw they did that on the Stingray. I know they will do that on the Z06 as well. So heard it here first. A $90,000 to $90,000 base MSRP on this Z06 for 2021. Now again, that's before gas guzzler. Anyway, back to Stingrays, $8,000 off. This is 10/2/2014. This is a whole year after they've been on the lot, but yeah, and again, this includes the price increase as well. So factor in your $2,000 to $3,200, but still $8,000 off, and they're sitting on the lots a year later. yes, I do expect that to happen towards the end of 2020. In October, November, there will be some 2020 still sitting on lots at massive discounts. Let's jump ahead a little bit and kind of see what happens further into the future. Here's where we have some Z06, some 2015 Z06s. Allocations still available in November, so it's right around the time they're getting produced, the first run of Z06s, and the allocations are still available. So yes, there will be places out there charging a massive markup on those. Don't pay it. Be patient. Wait for someone that has allocations available at MSRP. It will happen again with the 2021 Z06. So as you can see, a lot more here. We're getting into March of 2015. Tons and tons of Z06s all over. Here's awesome. March 16, 2015, the last McMulkin Corvette, 17 months later, had a $10,000 discount. Again, that's a very long wait, but it's still a new car, and still 2014, still a C7. So you can see some of these massive, massive discounts did happen back with the C7s. Let's look at that C7 Corvette for sale topic here, and let's go back and see what happened then. When did we start to see some on the resale market? We're going to go all the way back to the last page again. There was a lot of fluff here back in 2013 of people just kind of having some random stupid threads, so don't mind those. We had someone like this one saying $65,000, 62 miles, but didn't want to put in the details, so who knows what the deal was. I don't know if it was someone that quickly decided they didn't want to sell the car, or quickly decided they were trying to flip it for a profit. I think he mentions down here that it was a little less than he paid, but who knows. And then we have two C7s for sale, $3,000 under MSRP. It looks like this was at a dealer, but not an authorized dealer, so someone's just kind of leading them there. That was in November, so again, you can kind of dig around in the for sales and see if a non-authorized dealer might be able to help you out, but that'll have to go through a normal member, not a dealer themselves posting it, so you might get lucky there. So up here also we have someone posted several 2014s for sale on eBay in the 50s. All these links are dead, but some of those might be new, some of those might be used. I'm not really sure. So as you can see, this is when the resale market was trying to get going in November and December, and there's a few discounts out there. Next, I wanted to look at Auto Trader and see, this is in today's world of what is the resale value on one of these. So let's go down and price out the cheapest 2014, or I guess I should say just the cheapest C7, because there are some 2015s that are cheap as well. Look, there's one fool in here already trying to get a $3,500 markup on his allocation of a 2020 Corvette. Please do not fall for that. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're looking at the C7s. It looks like the cheapest one on here is $27,000, but it had 150,000 miles. You've got another one here for 79,000 miles. It's 2015. At first glance, I thought this was a pretty stripped down base model, but looking at the options, it might have had a 2LT package on it, just with no spoiler and base wheels. But still, 2015, $31,000. This thing might have had an MSRP of maybe around in the high 50s, 58, 59, something like that. And so, you know, this being the cheapest one out there, consider if you had bought one at 52, 53,000, a more base model, you could still probably turn around and sell it for $30,000, and that's 6 years later. So a depreciation of only about $22,000 after 6 years. These things have incredible resale values if you can get in early at a good deal that first year. Here's a couple more. Here's a Stingray convertible. It's pretty well optioned, 3LT convertible for less than $35,000. So the more options you get, as you can see on that one, the more options you get, you're not necessarily going to get it back in the resale market. Here's another relatively base model, yellow, 33. It's about $34,000. So again, you're going to get the best resale bang for your buck on a base model, as cheap as they go, because you can see you get an optioned out 3LT convertible, and it's the resale value is kind of sort of about the same as a base model. Here's a 1LT coupe as well. It had chrome wheels, but that's about it for 34. So Finally, on the resale market, you're going to get that best bang for your buck if you're someone that's going to sell it in about 5-6 years. To get that base model, as little options as you can for resale. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you guys learned something today. I sure did doing this research. It helped me figure out when should I expect some cars to be on the lots, when should they be available at a discount, when should I see some more extraordinary discounts, what should I expect for the 2021 Z06. If pricing kind of is the same, you should expect it to be priced right at about $90,000 to $91,000 base price. Now that is before the gas guzzler tax that will be added on, but I think that's going to be their target price point, probably at $89,500 plus gas guzzler tax. So hopefully I'm right. I know definitely I would want one at that price, but by that time that comes out, you're going to see some massive discounts on the 2020s left on the lot, because 2021 Stingrays are going to come out, and then the Z06 is going to have a lot of demand, so you're going to see some massive discounts. You saw some $7,000-$8,000 discounts on 2014s late in the summer of 2014. So expect to see the same thing next year, late in the summer of 2020. So hopefully this helps any of you guys out there looking for a discount and are willing to travel, willing to wait, willing to really hunt for that best deal like I am. So hopefully this helped all of you guys that really hunt for the best price no matter what. If you're willing to travel and you're willing to wait and you're willing to hunt for the best deal in the country like I am, this should help you. Please hit subscribe, please hit like, share this video wherever you'd like, and we'll see you next time.